Hey guys, what's going on? Handyman coming at you again today. I got a video I want to bring your way. I'm not going to get real too in depth with this video, but just want to talk to you about some gear that I used on the last trip that I took. Um, Probably not going to be that important of a video to you ultralight guys, because this is definitely not an ultralight gear setup. But basically, what this is gear that I used on this trip that was real helpful to me around camp. Uh, Real simple stuff we're talking about, uh, but it came in extra handy. Uh, this wasn't a long hike. This was, our longest day was like 4 mile hike to camp. So weight really wasn't an issue on this trip. So I wanted to have some camp comforts, I guess, things that made things easier. And that's what we're going to talk about today is just some camp comforts while you're sitting in camp, things to make your trip a little more enjoyable. We're going to get into it. First thing is just some kind of a fire starter. Um, we had damp conditions, and I know a lot of people want to be out in the woods in survival mode, and they want to use their their sparker, their ferro rod, a flint rock, and all that stuff's great. That stuff can also fail. Uh, this was going to be a cold, damp trip, and I wanted to make sure that we had fire. There's all kind of different products that you can have. I was actually looking for wet fire. I've used it before, but this is something just called Zip. I think I found it at Walmart, and it's just a little block. You light the paper, and it works great. It probably works better than the wet fire that I've used in the past. Uh, both nights we were out, we were able to light one of these, and we had an excellent fire. This really helped get our fire going. Obviously, you're going to have some kind of a mini Bic lighter with you, some matches, whatever. Uh, Way better than trying to make a feather stick or build a little tinder bundle or whatever. Light this bad boy up. Get you a little teepee of sticks and stuff. We know how to make a fire. This is just going to make it a whole lot easier, and you're less likely to fail at getting a fire started using this. I wanted a fire, so I made sure we were going to have one. This thing weighs 1 ounce. It's actually like 0.9 ounces. Not a big deal. This little piece is just for the naysayers who might be out there thinking, this is not a good product. I've got it on my grill here. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to light and what kind of flame it puts off. Just light the paper. Obviously, we're not going to stand here for the whole thing to burn out. But you can kind of see what kind of flame I'm getting there. That's going to burn for about 15 minutes. Easy way to get a fire started. Think about getting you one. All right, guys, item number 2 we're going to talk about is if it's cold and you want a good fire, sometimes it's hard to find enough, sticks and stuff to maintain a fire for several hours. So you're going to need you a saw. There's a lot of backpacking saws out there. I did a lot of research before I bought one, and I wound up buying a silky saw. I've got it wrapped up right now in a piece of Tyvek. Just got some hair ties around it. The reason I wrapped it up like this is I'm toting this Tyvek anyway, and the case that the saw came with is pretty heavy. So I wanted to find a lighter way to tote it but still be able to protect my bag and stuff. So I wrap it up in my Tyvek ground sheet. Works great. The saw inside the Tyvek weighs 12 ounces. This saw is great. It's called a Silky Zubat. I think it's a 270 model. But you talk about cutting some wood. This bad boy here will cut some wood. Well, here it is. It tells me right here. This is a Silky Zubat 330 is what it is. Silky Zubat 330. Pretty sure I got this off Amazon. They're kind of pricey. They're around 70 bucks. But I use this around the house, pruning limbs. I'm a big deer hunter. I take this to deer camp. It's great for, you know, whatever, trimming up trees, whatever I need to do. I guess you want to see how good it works. I figured you would. So hold on just a second. We're going to cut a log with it. Alright guys, we're going to give this thing a go. As you can see, that's a hard piece of wood there. I don't know, 2 or 3 inches in diameter. Great for a piece of firewood. We're just going to see if we can get through it. The key to it is you got to really hold it steady. Now you can see, good hard wood in there. This saw is great, guys. And like I said, if you can really hold it steady, it'll cut through there like butter. Silky Zubat, great camp saw. All right guys, next thing that I have found that just makes things a little simpler at camp, just a way to hang my pack on the side of a tree. It makes getting things in and out of my pack a lot simpler. It makes packing up the next morning a whole lot simpler. I'm not having to bend over. It's not on the ground. Now, I don't keep my pack like this overnight. This is just simply for unpacking and repacking. And all this is, guys, is just, it's an extra piece of am steel that I had, that I put a loop on one end, a loop on the other end, and then I've got a little carabiner. Hook it to your, whatever, your handle on your pack. It'll hang there. It's just so nice to be able to get stuff in and out of it like that. You can stand up, unpack your pack, stand up, repack your pack. I like it. All right guys, something else that I took along on this trip is my hammock chair. And what I used it for one of the nights was a gear sling. First night it was misty rain. It had been raining all day. The ground was wet. And I just didn't want my stuff getting wet. So I had seen some other people do this. So I just took my hammock chair and I strung it up. Actually on that particular trip I put it under my hammock, but still had it off the ground. And what it allowed me to do was just keep, you know, all my stuff in my pack, off the ground, in the gear sling. Worked out real handy. You know, you can hang it above your hammock, you can hang it under your hammock, doesn't really matter. Kind of depends on where your tarp is, you know, but either way, it's not going to get in your way. To me, it's a lot simpler than having all your stuff scattered out on the ground under your hammock. Even though it's on a ground sheet, it's still on the ground, and if it comes a big rain, there's going to be some water that gets on it. This will definitely protect your gear from getting wet. I mean, I had boots, I had everything. If it was in my pack, it was in there. Didn't have to worry about it. I made this hammock chair, but you know, you can buy them from several different vendors. I think somewhere in the $50 price range, which isn't a bad deal. It probably cost me, you know, $25 to make this. So not a big deal. Good item to have though, guys. Alright guys, another item that I took with me on this trip for a different purpose was this rain jacket. I've done another video on this. This is a War Bonnet stash jacket. You can check out that video if you'd like. But of course I took it for the rain. Well, we just had some misty kind of stuff. Wasn't that bad of a deal with the rain. But at camp, sitting around camp at night, it was just windy. And it didn't really matter what I put on. You know, I had a down jacket, I had other stuff. The wind just kept cutting through my clothes. All of a sudden I thought about this rain jacket. I got up and I put it on, and all it is a sealed nylon shell, but it blocks 100% of the wind. And when I put this on, world of difference. Very, very minimalist You know, doesn't take up any room in your pack. I think it weighs 5 ounces. Cuts the wind out 100%. So if you're sitting around, you're cold, it's windy, any kind of rain shell that you have will make a world of difference. It don't have to be a War Bonnet stash jacket. This just happens to be the one that I have. This will be on every trip I go, no doubt about it. I'm gonna take this thing deer hunting. I'm gonna take it to football games, soccer games. It's a great product to have to keep the wind off of you. You can even put it, you know, if you're still trying to look fashionable or whatever, you know, out at a soccer game or a football game, you could actually put this on under your jacket. Still gonna cut the wind. Gonna keep you a whole lot warmer. Something great to have around camp. All right, guys, last item I'm gonna talk to you about today is just some kind of lantern. This happens to be a Black Diamond Orbit lantern. I think it holds 4 AAA batteries. It's got the lantern mode, it's got the flashlight load. This is not a review about the lantern. The point is, just having a lantern, and I can't show it to you in all its glory because it's still daylight, but just having a lantern, you know, around camp, close to your hammock, somewhere around your fire ring, just makes things a lot more enjoyable. You know, I'm not scared of the dark or anything like that, but you know, you leave camp to go to the bathroom, you know, when you get ready to return to camp, you've got that light shining. Kind of gives you a sense of direction to go to, helps you find things around camp, and just helps you talk to each other around camp. It's always nice to be able to see who you're talking to, I guess. Great item to have. You don't have to get a Black Diamond. There's many different models and companies that make lanterns. I think it's a great item to have around camp. All right, guys, well, there you have it. Said not a real in-depth video, nothing too technical. Just wanted to kind of show you some of the things that I like to use when I'm out and around camp. Just some things that make life a little more comfortable for me when I'm out on the trail. I hope you found something useful in this. If you do, you know, hit that like button, comment, you know, please subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.